There are moments in life when you realize you've become a stranger in your own story. When the vibrant person you once were is overshadowed by fear, by circumstances, by the relentless pressure of a world that seems intent on diminishing your spirit. For Emma, a young woman navigating a life that felt increasingly suffocating, that moment arrived with brutal clarity. She was living under a cloud of constant emotional manipulation. Her voice silenced, her confidence eroded, and her very identity slowly being chipped away by someone she once trusted. She felt trapped, invisible, a background character in her own life, convinced that she had no power, no choices, no way out. The fear of confrontation, the weight of judgment, and the profound isolation kept her a prisoner in a reality that felt increasingly unbearable. People around her saw a quiet, perhaps timid, young woman. They didn't see the internal struggle, the constant battle for her own sanity, or the overwhelming despair that whispered she was destined to remain powerless. She believed the battle for her own self was lost, that she was simply too broken to fight back. But what if, even when you feel utterly powerless, a tiny spark of rebellion can ignite within? What if, through an act of radical courage, an unexpected moment of clarity, and an unyielding commitment to reclaim your own voice, you can shatter the chains that bind you and emerge stronger than ever before? This is the extraordinary, raw, and utterly triumphant story of Emma. It's a testament to the quiet suffering many endure, the profound strength it takes to break free from control, and the remarkable journey of how one soul, pushed to its limits, found its inner power and stood up, declaring, "This was the day I decided to fight back." Prepare to be incredibly inspired, because this is a heartfelt chronicle about the unyielding power of self-liberation and fierce self-belief that Emma was a dreamer. From a young age, she believed in the goodness of people, in the power of connection, and in a world where kindness always prevailed. She was an aspiring writer, finding solace and joy in crafting stories that explored the depths of human emotion. She was empathetic, perhaps to a fault, always seeing the best in others, always quick to forgive. Her life, though not without its challenges, was filled with optimism, supported by a close-knit family who cherished her gentle spirit. Her journey into adulthood brought her to a new city, brimming with excitement and the promise of new experiences. She found a modest job, continued to write in her spare time, and formed new friendships. She met Mark, a charismatic, charming, and seemingly attentive man who initially swept her off her feet. He was everything she thought she wanted, passionate, confident, and intensely focused on her. She believed she had found her soulmate, a partner who would champion her dreams. But slowly, subtly, the charming facade began to crack. Mark's attention turned into possessiveness. His confidence morphed into control. What started as caring advice about her writing, "Maybe you should write about something more realistic," Emma, escalated into dismissive criticism, then outright belittling of her passions, her friends, her family. "They don't understand you like I do, Emma," he'd whisper, creating wedges between her and her support system. He controlled her finances, isolated her from her social circle, and constantly undermined her self-worth, making her believe she was incapable. Foolish, entirely dependent on him. Emma, caught in the insidious web of emotional manipulation, didn't see it happening. It was a slow, almost imperceptible erosion of her identity. Her once vibrant spirit dimmed. Her laughter became less frequent. Her voice softer, hesitant. She stopped writing, convinced her words were worthless. She stopped seeing her friends, avoiding their worried questions. Her family's phone calls became painful reminders of the confident daughter they remembered, a woman she no longer recognized. She became a shadow of herself, a quiet echo in her own life, living in a constant state of fear and anxiety, always trying to please Mark. always trying to avoid his unpredictable anger or his chilling silent treatment. She knew something was wrong, deep down, but the fear was paralyzing. Fear of his reaction, fear of being truly alone, fear of admitting that her perfect love story was, in fact, a suffocating prison. His subtle threats, his gaslighting, "You're imagining things, Emma. You're too sensitive," had convinced her that she was crazy, that she was the problem. She felt trapped, physically and emotionally, living in a constant state of hypervigilance, walking on eggshells, constantly anticipating his next mood swing. The vibrant colors of her life had faded to a dull, monochrome existence, defined by fear, control, and profound loneliness. She was losing herself, piece by agonizing piece, and she truly believed there was no way out. Emma's world continued to shrink, her spirit slowly dying under the weight of Mark's control. She often looked in the mirror and saw a stranger, a hollow-eyed woman, her once vibrant smile replaced by a tight, nervous grimace. Her writing notebook, once her confidant, lay untouched, covered in dust. She felt utterly invisible, a prisoner in her own home, in her own mind. The breaking point arrived on a cold, gray Tuesday. Mark was particularly volatile that day, fueled by a minor work setback. He launched into a tirade, criticizing Emma's appearance, her intelligence, her very worth. He told her she was useless, that no one else would ever want her, that she was lucky to have him. His words, sharp and cruel, felt like physical blows, each one chipping away at the last vestiges of her self-esteem. He then smashed a framed photo of her and her beloved grandmother, a cherished memory, accusing Emma of being too sentimental, too weak. Emma stood there, stunned, tears streaming down her face. But something was different this time. As she looked at the shattered glass, at the broken photo, a single, clear thought pierced through the fog of her despair. This is not love. This is destruction. And this is not me. In that precise moment, a tiny flicker of defiance ignited within her. It was small, fragile, but it was there. She remembered her grandmother's words, whispered to her often as a child. "Emma, your spirit is a fire. Don't let anyone put it out." She remembered the joy she once found in writing, the strength she once possessed. She remembered herself. Mark, oblivious to the shift, continued his tirade, his voice growing louder, more abusive. He was expecting her to cower, to apologize, to break. But Emma, clutching the broken frame, felt a surge of cold, unwavering resolve. This was it. This was her line in the sand. She would not let him take any more of her. She would not let her spirit die. She looked at him, truly looked at him, for the first time in years, not with fear, but with a quiet, burning anger. And then her voice, shaky but clear, cut through his rant. "No," she said. "No more. You don't get to do this anymore." Mark paused, startled, taken aback by her unexpected defiance. His eyes narrowed, filled with a chilling menace. "What did you say?" He growled. Emma took a deep breath, her heart pounding, but her resolve firm. "I said no more," she repeated, her voice growing stronger. "You don't control me. You don't define me. This ends now." It was a terrifying moment. She was physically smaller, vulnerable, but in that instant, she chose herself. She chose to fight. She didn't know how or what would happen next, but she knew, with absolute certainty, that this was the day she decided to fight back. And in that choice, a profound power, long dormant, awakened within her. That defiant no was the first step on Emma's long, arduous journey to reclaim her life. The immediate aftermath was terrifying. Mark's reaction was furious, escalating to threats and intimidation. But Emma, fueled by a newfound resolve, stood her ground. She contacted her family, finally admitting the truth of her situation, something she had hidden for so long. Her parents, heartbroken but fiercely supportive, immediately rallied around her. They helped her safely leave the apartment, pack her essential belongings, and find a temporary place to stay. The legal battle that followed was grueling. Mark fought dirty, attempting to discredit her, to portray her as unstable. But Emma, with the unwavering support of her family and a compassionate lawyer, refused to back down. She gathered evidence, spoke her truth, and faced her abuser with a quiet strength that surprised even herself. Each court appearance, each legal maneuver, was a terrifying but necessary step towards her freedom. She was fighting for her voice, for her future, for her very right to exist without fear. During this time, Emma also reconnected with her old friends, cautiously, vulnerably. She shared her story, and they listened with empathy, offering apologies for not having seen her suffering earlier. Their support became a crucial pillar of her recovery, reminding her of the loving connections she had lost and could now rebuild. She started therapy, a safe space to process the trauma, to dismantle the insidious lies Mark had woven into her mind, and to slowly, painstakingly, rediscover her own self-worth. It was a painful but liberating process, peeling back layers of fear and self-doubt. She returned to her writing, tentatively at first. Her words, once stifled, now flowed with raw honesty, exploring themes of courage, resilience, and the power of breaking free. She started a blog, Finding My Voice, sharing her journey of healing from emotional abuse, her struggles, and her triumphs. Her story resonated with countless individuals, women and men, who were trapped in similar situations, or who had survived them. She became an accidental advocate, a powerful voice for survivors, shedding light on the insidious nature of emotional abuse and showing others that escape was possible. Emma's journey was not about revenge. It was about reclamation. She won her legal battle, gaining her freedom and a sense of justice. More importantly, she won the war within herself. She transformed her pain into purpose, her vulnerability into strength. She became an inspirational speaker, sharing her story at conferences and workshops, empowering others to identify signs of abuse, to seek help, and to find their own courage to fight back. She taught them that breaking free wasn't a sign of weakness, but an act of profound self-love. She channeled her passion into establishing a nonprofit organization, the Unsilenced Voices, providing resources, legal aid, and support networks for individuals seeking to escape abusive relationships. She worked tirelessly, her own experience a guiding light, ensuring that others didn't have to fight their battles alone. She had not only escaped her prison, she was tearing down the walls for countless others. Her life, once defined by fear, was now a vibrant testament to resilience, advocacy, and the boundless power of the human spirit. Emma's story is a powerful reminder that the greatest battles are often fought in silence, against invisible forces that seek to control and diminish. It shows us that true strength isn't about physical power, but about the profound courage to reclaim your voice, to break free from manipulation, and to choose yourself, even when the world makes it terrifyingly difficult. Her journey from profound disempowerment to a beacon of self-liberation is a testament to the truth that every individual possesses an inherent power, a burning spirit that, once ignited, can shatter any chained otter tail, is a beacon of hope for anyone feeling trapped, silenced, or consumed by fear. It reminds us that recovery is a journey, not a destination, and that along that path, courage can emerge from the depths of despair, guiding you back to a life filled with authenticity, purpose, and profound self-love. Because when you make the decision to fight back, you don't just reclaim your life. You light a path for countless others to find their own freedom, so The next time you feel diminished or witness someone struggling in silence, remember Emma. Remember her courage. Remember that the greatest triumphs are often forged in the moments when you choose to stand up, to speak your truth, and to declare with fierce, unwavering resolve that you will fight for your own life, your own spirit. If Emma's incredible story of "the day I decided to fight back" touched your heart, if it reignited a spark of courage or reminded you of the profound power of reclaiming your own voice, please take a moment to like this video. Your likes help us share these powerful true stories of resilience and self-liberation with more people who need to hear them. And if you're moved by true tales of the human spirit, extraordinary strength, and life's beautiful transformations, be sure to subscribe to Heartfelt Chronicles. We bring you inspiring stories every week that remind us that you have the power to fight for yourself. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss another journey with us. Have you ever faced a moment where you decided to fight back against adversity, control, or doubt? What gave you the courage to do so? Share your powerful experiences and thoughts in the comments below. Let's create a space for support and shared understanding. Thank you for watching. And remember, your voice is your power, and your spirit is unbreakable. See you in the next video.